of black people. It's all about the unity. It's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody moving.
Warning. Stand by for countdown. Prepare audience for maximum impact. Full alert begins in
just keep it going.
I'm a soul man, no. I'm a soul man. Yes, I am. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man, Lord.
You couldn't be so. You couldn't be so. You couldn't be so. You couldn't be so. Love is what I want. I wanna feel your body holding me tight. 'Cause I need some more than tenderness to share what's inside. I want more than company. It's you that I like. And if you can't be there, then I'll find someone who can. I don't wanna take some more. Don't make me wait to you. And this feeling is so strong, so strong. I don't wanna take some more. Another day is too long. Love is what I want. Touching, touching, holding.
Throughout the history of the United States, the construct of racism was created specifically to oppress black people, to try to suppress our determination to achieve liberation. Like Angela Davis said, it's built into the system.
Nowadays I can't believe what's going on in front of me. I don't want to watch TV and find another casualty. I don't want to read the news. My heart's already black and blue. I'm putting on my combat boots 'cause I got an attitude. We're like soldiers forced to fight a war. What the hell? I can't take it anymore. 'Cause for so long we've been patient, now we're done. And don't you even ask me when did I become such an angry black woman.
We can't successfully put an end to racial discrimination until we change the entire system.
We've been trying to keep the peace 50 years since Martin King. Some don't like me for who I am, but I love my melanin. Another future college grad sleeping in a body bag. Mother screaming out her lungs. She never gonna see her son. We're like soldiers forced to fight a war. What the hell? I can't take it anymore. 'Cause for so long we've been patient, now we're done.
It's not going. Just keep it going.
They see something that I don't see. What can you learn from a bum, Omar? Shamsuddin? What I learned from a bum, maybe it's what not to do.
Nobody takes down angry Snuffing Up 7 easy. There's a reason why, after 100 channels destroyed, Angel Snuffing Up 7 is still here. There's a reason why nobody wanna get in a beat with Angel Snuffing Up 7. But you don't take me seriously.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
How you doing? People all over the world wanna see everywhere I go. I get been this, I get been that, everything bother me so. Am I right? That's the reason people think to this. People all over the world.
I can handle the hard question. See, they say that Angel Snuffing Up 7 don't care about the people. But Angel Snuffing Up 7 cares about the people because I'm bold enough to tell you the truth, and I don't give a damn if you give me a dime. I'm not looking for your money.
My black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody who
We are in a state of emergency. Prejudice. Wrote a song about it? Like to hear it? Here it go.
Free your mind.
This is a story about control. My control. Control of what I say and control of what I do. And this time I'm gonna do it my way. I hope you enjoy this as much as I do. Are we ready? I am. 'Cause it's all about control. And I've got lots of it.
I've learned
have that. It's mine. Who cares about that? I love mine. I love my thing. I love my. Who cares about that? I love my things.
And now, the breakdown.
Cars, campers, and jet skis, rings, diamonds, and G's, spa days and vacations. I can't describe all the joys. Back to life, back to reality, back to life, back to reality, back to life, back to reality, back to the here and now, yeah.
I'm not gonna help nobody get something my Negroes don't have. If I'm gonna die, I'll die now, right here fighting you. If I'm gonna die, you my enemy. My enemy is the white people, not Vietnamese or Chinese or Japanese. You my opposer when I want freedom. You my opposer when I want justice. You my opposer when I want equality. You won't even stand up for me in America for my religious beliefs, and you want me to go somewhere and fight, but you won't even stand up for me here at home.
No, I don't worry. I'll tell you, I'm a man who believed that I died 20 years ago. And I live like a man who is dead already. I have no fear whatsoever of anybody.
Seems to me that white America must see that no other ethnic group has been a slave on American soil. America freed the slave in 1863 through the Emancipation Proclamation, but gave the slaves no land, and at the same time, America was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that there was a willingness to give the white peasants from Europe an economic base. And yet it refused to give its black peasants from Africa, who came here involuntarily in chains and had worked free for 244 years, any kind of economic base. And so emancipation for the Negro was really freedom to hunger. And when white Americans tell the Negro to lift himself by his own bootstraps, it's a cruel jest to say to a bootless man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps.
I'm saying that the nation of Islam should evolve into what we call the realities temple on earth.
I'll make sure we have ourselves a good time.
Everybody join.
Everybody who is black and interested in black people, let us sit down and find out how we can get together in one direction against one enemy and accomplish this job overnight.
When soul singer and black activist Sam Cooke wrote the lyrics to his song, "A Change Is Gonna Come," it was very direct and to the point. With some changes to it, the song was still digestible. In the year 2019, black folks continue to go through the change rather than direct the change. A community activist named Taalik Ibn'rad has made an appeal similar to what Sam Cooke was asking for. A change. It's said that the meek shall inherit the earth. We ask when. When will the landlords give the meek a free lease? Mr. Ibn'rad is humbly asking for the state of Mississippi. This is Dusty Basement Studios, and we approve of this message.
The Mississippi campaign represents everything that you claim that you want. The beginning of an all-black independent nation. The ability to control your own resources. Your politics. The law. Be able to do your own thing for a change. Create an economy. Create and produce goods that Africa or anybody on the planet would want. You're fake, you don't want to do nothing. 3 hours talking about the Mississippi campaign.
Black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody moving me. Like at the king, we make it plain and simple. Bringing knowledge and fire at reality's temple. Reality's temple. My black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody moving me. Like at the king, we make it plain and simple. Bringing knowledge and fire.
Yes. I want that. Oh, I need that. Gots to have that. It's
emergency. Prejudice. Wrote a song about it? Like to hear it? Here it go. Free your mind.
Keep it real.
What, dear?
Cause I keeps it real like that. I keep it real.
And I am also your soul brother, number one. I'm saying that the nation of Islam should evolve into what we call the reality's temple on earth. You don't need no Arab hand-me-down religion. You don't even need God. You don't need these things. That's good for us in our infancy, in our immaturity, when we was babies. But as we grow and mature, and even in religion itself, it says that we are the children of God. Children can't stay children forever. Children must become adults. So if we are the children of God, that means we become God. Act like God, move like God, and have the responsibility of a God. Dragon Manifest. Welcome to the Reality Tip on Earth, Dragon Manifest.
Thank you for having me, brother. This is an honor. When I first saw your channel, I said, oh, this is an ancestor that has most definitely returned. Most definitely. This is not a new ancestor. This is an old ancestor. You could hear, you could feel the ancestors through you. You know, most people probably say, "What is he talking about?"
Right.
They don't get it. You gotta be on that level.
If you say that I'm divine and I'm a prophet, where the hell did your ass go to? Why aren't you heeding the call? Since I'm a prophet, since I'm divine. Some people, excuse the language, some people just like talking out their ass. 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 That's what they like to do.
My black people, it's all about the unity. It's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody moving.
What's the sense of trying to debate Angus Slim themselves? There's many people, they want to debate and get angry at me. You can't debate me. You're cut and paste.
Show me the way to the future, 'cause I am tired of the past. Some of us are just used to existing. We all know it can last. You better make up your mind now. Don't take too long or it's gone. Let's put together somehow. We can make it move home. Gotta get away from them.
I don't know how I'm gonna survive. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I got to get the hell out of here.
Gotta get away from him. Come on and join my session.
It's time for change. Change. Nothing stays the same.
We are in a process of healing.
It's time for change.
The Deacons of Reality put out a short video and talk about winning. I don't like losing. I really don't. I'm very competitive. I don't like losing. Some people don't mind losing. Oh, it ain't nothing but a game.
Patience come, gotta move along. Know when to play, it's time to win. Don't criticize, try to realize I'm number one in the end. Oh, that's the color. I play to win. Oh, there's no other. I play to win. Free as a bird. It's time to spread the word.
I don't like losing. I really don't.
The sun is shining.
I'm very competitive. I don't like losing. Some people don't mind losing. Oh, it ain't nothing but a game. Because you're a loser. Of course it's not but a game because you're a loser. Anybody that play any game, you play the game because you want to win. Nobody plays the game to be a loser. Nobody.
And the cow was returned to its rightful owner. In today's entertainment
Ride. Let's get this party started. Ride. Let's get this party started quickly. Let's get this party started quickly. get this party started. Ride, ride, ride. Let's get this party started quickly. Let's get this party started quickly. Let's get this party started. Ride, ride, ride. Let's get this party started. Ride, ride, ride. Let's get this party started quickly. Let's get this party started. Ride, ride, ride. Let's get this party started. Ride, ride, ride. Let's get this party started quickly.
Begins in 3, 2, 1.
All right, bro. Look like we.
All righty.
Yeah.
Are we good? Okay, we good now?
Yeah.
All right, I guess we are.
You can talk a little bit louder. You can talk a little louder.
All right, yes, I'm your soul brother, your number 2 soul brother, Taalib, coming at you live from Reality Internet Temple Ministries, and I am the second, number 2 soul brother who wants to bring you this topic on this soul sister taking down this state attorney general. Now, first of all, for those of you who remember when Breonna Taylor, a soul sister, got killed while she was sleeping in her apartment in Louisville, Kentucky, and because of a vouch raid on her place, according to from that story, it was her boyfriend who was supposed to be wanted for drugs. They had came to the wrong apartment, and so they shot into her apartment and also into other people's apartment, but one of the bullets ended up killing her in her sleep. And so this black state attorney general named Daniel Cameron, he would prosecute the police, the Louisville police that shot her. Matter of fact, he just simply allowed them to get off. So anyway, this organization called Until Freedom was co-founded by this soul sister named Mallory. Put pressure on them and got the feds to actually indict these same police officers, for the killing of Breonna Taylor. Now, the case, for my understanding, is still pending, but this was a terrible situation because this man had a lot of influence and power where he could have actually did something about these racists killing Sister Breonna Taylor. But unfortunately, he didn't do it. Plus, of course, he is a Trump support candidate. He's a candidate who's supported by Donald Trump. So that should tell us all enough right there in one whole nutshell what he's about, But of course, since he happened to be dark-skinned, the organization under the sister who helped co-founded it had to push throughout protests as well as, connecting with the people to get out there and vote and to register and vote and stuff like that, to help to keep this guy from getting into power. It wasn't so much as about, voting this current Democrat governor that they still got in there that got reelected. But it was all about not letting this guy in because he was very dangerous, And he was even talking about giving drug dealers the death penalty if he got elected as governor, that he would push for legislation to get drug dealers to end up on death row selling drugs and stuff like that. And of course, who that was easily targeted at, of course, none other than black and brown, and majority of them black in the state of Kentucky, So, I mean, it's like, because, I did spend time briefly in Kentucky, in between, Lexington and Louisville, and stuff like that, you know. So yes, that's who he was really aiming at, you know what I'm saying? And the thing about it was, you know, is that I actually stayed in Frankfurt, which is the state capital, but then moved to Lexington. But, you know, like I said, I crisscrossed, you know, back and forth between Lexington and Louisville, and stuff like that. But, you know, it was like, that's the majority of the people that they were targeting, as far as, you know, drug dealers going all that, you know. So that's who he was aimingly talking about. And it was necessary that that organization got together to mobilize the people in Kentucky. And mind you, this guy even disrespected other citizens of Kentucky who was in a position where they could have made the decision to charge them cops for killing Breonna Taylor, but because of him and what he did, put a you know, block on that. So fortunately, right now he's no longer the Attorney General. He might be the governor of the state of Kentucky to keep him from getting in that position. And the reason I want to share on that as well, because this is something we could do with the Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign. You know, this is something we've been trying to do for the last over 5 years, you know, going into 2024 soon. And it's like we want to mobilize people down there that's already got boots on the ground. You know, encourage them, advise them. You see what I'm saying? To get out there, to pick and choose the right candidates they need. You know, especially to put a governor in office who's going to do right by the majority of soul people that populate that state of Mississippi, which has the largest concentration of soul black people in any state, in any state in the union. So you have, I think it's 40% Black Americans, which has the highest rate of any bigger black population in the state, and that's in Mississippi. So, you know, we definitely, you know, could mobilize the people down there, and that even in that similar manner, to vote right politicians in there, to get them to do right, and so that we can set up some type of kind of safe haven sanctuary for all of this soul black Americans who's you know, of the 40 plus million population in America. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, that's the reason why I wanted to share on that topic, you know, being on here alone, but I just want, because you put in a lot of work in mobilizing and getting people out there, not only to protest, but to actually have some meaning to that protest, which is getting them registered to vote and mobilizing them. And see, this sister here, she had to even fight to get other brothers, you know, soul brothers that are convicted felons that wasn't able to vote. They had to mobilize to get that done, to push that so that, you know, the governor, current governor, could make sure that those felons were able to vote, you know. And also, too, they had to do other things like feed thousands of people while they were down there. You know what I'm saying? To get people to come together, to interact and engage with each other, you know, as a mobilization unit type, to be able so that this guy would. And you know, here's the thing about it. You know, it's unfortunate it had to take this much to mobilize against somebody that has the same skin color as you do, which of course is over and over all the time proven not to mean nothing, especially in a country like this. You know, so I mean, it's like it's unfortunate. You know, I've been gone from that state for almost 10 years, but it's unfortunate what happened to that sister Breonna Taylor and her family, because they could have gotten justice faster had he not, you know what I'm saying, stood in the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when he had the power to actually make sure that it happened, you know, by doing right by her and her family. But he didn't. So, you know, now he suffers the consequences with that, you know, dealing a big blow to his political career. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't know if he can even come back from this, because they said that like the sister Tamika Mallory said, it wasn't just a close election, it was like a landslide election that he lost, you know? Yeah, so yeah, right. Yeah. So I mean, it's like you know, yeah. She you know, and this is the thing I want to say to family. Is this that, you know, when you get these sisters, these soul sisters, you know, we can't forget soul sisters like Hey, you know, strong soul sisters throughout our history as a country that actually led movements. Like, look at Harriet Tubman, you know, actually Sojourner Truth, that led movements, you know, through them, and because of them, things actually got done.
Mm-hmm.
This sister here, a lot of people may not know her, even on social media, but you don't often hear about these people from amongst us as a snow group. But sisters, actually, because I even used to, when I was in the conscious community, I used to hear people saying that soul sisters get stuff done more harder, work harder to get stuff done more than brothers do. And, you know, to a certain point, I can even concur with that, because, and even though it's coming from the conscious community, but I still got to give reference to what credit is due. If it's the truth, it's the truth. You see what I'm saying? Sisters do more, actively more stuff than brothers do when it comes to, you know, organizations, you know, knowing how to mobilize, knowing how to, you know, and it's like these brothers who be the ones that be the main establishers of these movements or organizations don't do hardly nothing. But when them sisters come in, they do work. You seen it in the Nation of Islam. You even saw it in the Boy Science Temple under Noble Taalib. You saw it in the UNI Army. You know, you even see the old doctor belonged to once New Wabians, Dr. Mallory. You saw it in the Hebrew Israelites under Yahweh ben Yahweh. You saw it in all of organizations. Sisters were work more harder to get certain things done. Now, to say that they were successful, that's a whole nother different situation, depending on what that was.
Mm-hmm.
But they did more than the brothers did, and that's just. And with this organization called Until Freedom, that this sister helped co-found it, they traveled. They had to travel in and out of Kentucky for 3 years to make sure that this food didn't get into the governor's seat. So I mean, they had to take all kind of donations, money, because traveling being expensive and all that kind of stuff, like the sister was saying on the Roland Martin show. And also too, I mean, it was like they actually had to really get down and deep in the mud and do what they had to do to make this attempt successful by blocking this guy from getting up. You see what I'm saying? Because he was gonna make things very more for black people in the state of Kentucky. You know, and they also, and see, this is another thing too that I have been talking about. They discussed one of the things that really got my attention too, that they discussed, was that this organization was pushing out there against the false narrative about trusting anybody black just because you see them being born in this vote for them. You see what I'm saying? And they were successful at negating that narrative. You know what I'm saying? By exposing this guy, you know, as well as even his mother, because they belong to some type of fraternity or sorority groups or whatever, which ain't nothing but a bunch of boulets anyway. You know what I'm saying? That do the bid for the races all the time to help keep their feet on our necks. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know, yeah, he's so you know, he was definitely destined. You know what I'm saying? To not serving the interests of other dark-skinned people. So, you know, just like it started with him as Attorney General, when he didn't do right by Soul Sister Breonna Taylor, may she rest in peace. So I mean, it was like, man, you know, and like I said, this really inspired me to want to make this live topic, you know, on equating this with the Mississippi campaign, because we could just put much effort as she did, and as those supporters along with her did, in helping her to achieve, you know, and what she was doing, then just level control of himself. You see what I'm saying? And what she did was tilly bit stuff, of course. Not minimizing what she did, but it was tilly bitty. You see what I'm saying? And if we could do this on a massive level, we'd accomplish something like taking control of the entire state of Mississippi. You know, we wouldn't have to worry about the problems like those in Kentucky would. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's like, this is why I keep pushing out there that we have to mobilize. To our brothers and sisters that are on the ground in Mississippi, to mobilize, to make this become a real, live, true reality. And that's my message with that. Because if we don't get out here mobilized and think just standing around marching out and shouting and throwing our fists up talking about black power and all this crap, gonna do it, then we in for a rude awakening. You know, you know, relying on some mythical God to come our way to save us, we just in for a rude awakening. You know, you know, and this is the, because that sister definitely reminded me of somebody with the spirit of a Fannie Lou Hamer. And I mean, this sister had numerous threats made on her life. Well, you go watch the video, you'll see what she said, what they said. You know, yeah, she had numerous threats on her life. You know, where the feds even had to warn her that, you know, in the city actually planning on actually taking her life. So she had to amp up, get more money, amp up to pay security to protect them, you know, while they was doing the work down there in Kentucky. Just to make sure this idiot can get elected. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you got people that's ready to kill you for something that you're trying to do, then you are doing something. You know, I ain't talking about these that you hear about that's in the mainstream that ain't doing nothing. That, you know, ain't nobody putting no threats on them. The government ain't threatening them. You don't got even civilians threatening them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they ain't no threat. you know? So, I mean, it's like, man, that sister there, I have to commend her. You know, and hope day shoot, maybe we could get on this live, on these lives with us on Reality Temple on Earth Street. You know what I'm saying? And you know, build with her to see what ideals she could help with this Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign. Because the sister sounds like she's very intelligent and she got a brain and she know what she's doing when it comes to organizing and mobilizing, you know. So, I mean, maybe seriously, we could probably get on this platform one day, you know, because she will be worth talking to. She's rarely one of these soul people that I would rather just get on our live panels and just, you know, exchange ideals or something, you know. Get on a platform just to exchange ideas to see where we could go from there, you know what I'm saying? Because whatever can get the job done, taking control of a state, then so be it. You know, nobody individual ideal is perfect or better than anybody else. But if we all come together commonly, collectively, then and know what we're doing, when we put this in motion, then hey, if the job get done that way, then so be it. You know, this is why we tell you from this platform, no matter what your organization affiliation is, your religion, or whatever the case is, if you're agnostic or you know, if you are a atheist or whatever, you may be, you know what I'm saying? Just know that whatever ideals you bring, we are open to it to see if it could work with this project of Operation Mississippi that we still got going, you know? So, I mean, you know, and I would say that, and if there's anybody out there in social media land that know that sister's contact information, her name is Tamika, Mallory, co-founder of the Until Freedom organization. You know, if you could get in touch with her and get her to send her information to Manny Brother Angel Snuff 7, who would be the one to arrange everything, we could you know, start getting on board, you know, because we need think tanks, real think tanks. I hear people always talking about we need a think tank. Well, she's someone that we can use as part of that think tank. You know, dude, I'd rather listen to her than be listening to some of these men. You know, talking this high profile, this high power black stuff. And you know, it's still getting paid and late. You know what I'm saying? Like Eric Muhammad say. You know, so I mean, man, let's you know, let's start looking out for people like that, because because there are people out there like that are seriously involved in the best interest of soul people in this country. And we got to get them on board, whether we agree with them or not, whether we agree with their tactics or not. You know, we got to get them on board. And you know, make sure that we are definitely on board with what's happening and what we must do if we really want to get to true liberation in this country as a group. And you know, basically, I didn't really have too much to say. I just wanted to get on here, you know, and just mention what happened, because that moment there, you know, that really touched me. You know, you know, just knowing that guy won't be governor, even though I don't live in the state of Kentucky no more. But hey, it's still America. You see what I'm saying? And what happens in one place in America affects the rest. You see what I'm saying? Whether we want to realize that or not, you know. So it's like it's a good thing that he's not in there. Because hey, if he'd have got to be governor, hell, he would have been. Who knows? To say he would have been, you know, endorsed, be somebody a political politician on a federal level. You see what I'm saying? Then we really got something to worry about, you know. So yeah, it's a good thing, like I said, that you know, they struck a blow to his career with that move, because we don't need nobody like that, especially somebody who look like us and that's willing to go beyond depths of lengths like that to work against their own kind. You know, we definitely don't need nobody like that, you know, dictating our lives, you know, under the disguise of politics. You see what I'm saying? So you know, it's like I said, I'm glad that he didn't get in there, you know. And this is another thing too. This is why people been warning us for years. Don't trust these black politicians. Even Elijah Muhammad himself would say that, you know. You cannot trust black politicians in America. You know, because they only thing and sole purpose is to serve the interests of the oppressor. This is why when we take control of a state like Mississippi, we got to make sure that those we do vote in place to become, you know, to be able to be in a position to do stuff for our best interests. We got to make sure we know how to regulate that. You see what I'm saying? Without with them going in there acting on empty promises, you see. This is how we got to mobilize. We got to put pressure on these people. You see? So, I mean, it's like our vote do matter. That's the only way Joe Biden was able to get in there, because so black people voted. Other than that, Trump would have got reelected. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah, you know, we got to, vote does to a certain point matter. I don't give a damn what nobody say. You know, pro-blackity black, conscious community or whoever that be talking that bull crap about that vote don't work. It works. Just got to put it in there. You know, you got to know, you got to have some pressures when you're dealing with people that you elected to get in these political positions. And you got to let them know you mean business. Just like what that sister with her organization did. They got out there and got the right boots on the ground, like she said. And you know, hey, they made sure that they let the whole state of Kentucky, as well as the whole world, know that they meant business. That Negro wasn't going to get up in there and become governor of that state. You You see what I'm saying? So this is how the type of attitude we got to have with the Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign. You know, and stop trying to claim something that you didn't start and all this other crap. You know what I'm saying? You know, so yeah, we got to get up out of that. It gets serious. You know, you see that because he could have easily slipped up in there. And it would have really been bad for soul black people in Kentucky if that would happen. You know? So, I mean, you know, like I said, man, it's just like, you know, we have to understand, and this same thing apply to all these states in the union, especially when there's more of us at, you know? If we don't get out there and vote and do what we're supposed to do by getting the right people up in there, the right people, and putting pressure on them and letting them know, hey, even to the point that if they don't do right, even when they hold their position, that they subject to a recall.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you that don't know what a recall is, they could be right at the beginning or right in the middle of their term, and they could get recalled, meaning that they could have an emergency re-election or election, which is a recall. That's how Arnold Schwarzenegger got into the governorship of California. Because when I was living out there in the early 2000s, we had this other guy named, I think his name was Gray Davis or something like that. He was governor and you know, he wasn't doing right as far as they was concerned, and they had a recall against him, and that's how Arnold Schwarzenegger was able to get elected governor out there, although he wasn't no better. But I'm just saying, though, you know, that's how you got to do it. And in most of these states, they do have that right. They can actually make a recall if these politicians is not doing right by the people that vote for them to get in the positions. So, yeah, man, I mean, it's like, you know, we got to understand that our vote matters. The unquote black vote do matter to a certain point. Especially, you know, when all we got to do is mobilize, you know, and put pressure on these political officials. I mean, you see the Mexicans do it, the Koreans do it, the Arabs do it, and of course the Caucasians do it. What's the difference with us? That's why they can get stuff done, and that's why we can't. Because we don't put pressure on these political officials. You see what I'm saying? And like somebody said, all we do is just look at the color of their skin and say, oh, well, he's black, even though he may be, you know, a piece of dude or whatever, but he's black. Vote him in. No. That ain't simply how things work. And that's been proven over time and time again. That's just simply not how things work. You know? I mean, look what happened when Obama was in there. Another prime example, you know what I'm saying? I could go down a long list of black politicians in this country that fits the prime example of what I'm saying, you know? So, I mean, we definitely need to get it together with that. And you know, and this with this topic here, that's all I basically wanted to share on. Because, I mean, like I said, you know, it's really not much I got to say right now. You know, and you know, other than just the fact that I'm glad to hear that this guy is not going to be the governor of Kentucky. It's a big thing. Because he actually allowed cops under his jurisdiction and up under you know under the city of Louisville as well as under the state of Kentucky to get away with murder. And to until the feds finally decided to prosecute these ex-cops that killed Breonna Taylor. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, and it shouldn't have went that far, because I mean, he had the stroke of a pen right there to do it. To make sure that the people actually indicted them cops for her murder. But like I say, he stood in the way. So now he faced the consequence of not being able to become a governor of the state. And also he got to figure out where he go from here with this political career, however he got, or whatever he got to do. Because now he's without a job. You see what I'm saying? Because of the poor decisions he made, especially in the way he handled that Breonna Taylor situation, you see. So, I mean, kudos go to the people with that was with that sister, Tamika Mallory, that made sure that was possible, and successful. And with that said, I'm going to yield my mic and let the brother take us on from here, because I didn't really have too much to say. But and I usually don't make these short videos like this, like I used to when I was on my own channel at one time. But other than that, I just wanted to get that out there to y'all, to let y'all know things happening in this nation that we all as soul people need to be taking a look at, and that we need to, like I said, apply this to what we got to offer here from this platform, which is Operation Exodus Mississippi. And to those of you who don't know about it, we have a YouTube channel called Operation Exodus Mississippi. And all you got to do is click on and go on there and watch our videos. And it'll tell you all about what this project is about. So with that said, once again, this is your number 2 soul brother Taalib, and I will yield my mic and let our number 1 soul brother Angel Snub 7 because I need it.
All right. We want to thank Brother Taalib for bringing us this message on this spontaneous Saturday. Most certainly appreciate it. Thank you so much for the message. Also, we want to send a shout out to Sister Tamika Mallory and those who are helping her in their efforts to bring justice to that city of Louisville, to that state of Kentucky. We send a shout out, and maybe it is possible one day of her wisdom, we can make that possible. We, not me, we can make it possible. It's very sad that we put all the burden and pressure. I see why some of these leaders do what they do, because a lot of the work falls on them. So if I do all the work, I should get all the praise, I should get all the credit, I should get all the reward, I should get the come with it because I've done all the work. Those who claim that they support the work don't do anything except cheerleaders. We've got this before. Cheerleaders. Even though this channel is small, we should be doing better. Again, who don't really want to do the work, they just want to cheerlead. and tell somebody else what to do. Let somebody else do all the work and they do nothing. That's not fair. That's why I've taken the position that I've taken, because I'm not going to do it. Just sharing all the glory when the work is about all of us, not just me. I'm not the only one that claimed I want to see a different condition for soul brothers and sisters in this nation. It's not for me. All of us have a certain control of our own personal space. So I can do that on my own. But there are those who say people should be able to be successful just as individuals we are. If we could become as a whole, as a people, as we are individuals, it would be up and running. We'd be in there. And many of us, we want, but if that's what you want, then why aren't you doing it? Because you've done it for yourself. You took the steps, you went to school, you got the training, you did all that you could do to make yourself as an individual successful. But then when it comes and you know that you have something that can take us to that next level as a group, as a people, then we should do that work. And really, it's no work at all except to tell the people that they have an alternative, that they do have a real solution. That's the first step. How can anybody make a choice if they don't know? How are they going to work? How are they going to support something about what they don't know? Like this sister, I barely know. I heard her name in social media universe. I really don't know who Tamika Mallory is. I don't know. I really don't know. But now that we know, we can share and speak. And just by us talking about her today helps her. Just by talking about her, that will allow others to be introduced to her. There are those who don't want Angel Snuff 7 to be known at all. You don't have to agree with Angel Snuff 7. You can easily say, well, there's a brother with a platform talking about Mississippi campaign. Why don't y'all check it out? How does that help? How does that hurt you? It does not hurt you. But this is how selfish we are. This is how narcissistic. If it ain't our way, it's no way. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught about a man, a scientist, who wanted everybody to speak the same language. I think that's how the story went. And it was decided that everyone was going to speak their particular language. Everybody was going to be in their own families and tribes, and he didn't like it. So he decided, I'm going to blow up the earth. And that's how we are. If it ain't our way, I'll just blow up the earth. And you even hear some of these world leaders and people that have nuclear weapons or whatever, can't get my way, I just blow up the earth. And maybe that's what needs to be done. Because I'm not against that either. Because as an intelligent life, we are an embarrassment and we need to be blown up. And see, this is the thing. There might have been intelligent life before us on this planet, but they were stupid. There's intelligent life before modern man that was probably possible on this planet. and they show signs that them idiots probably destroyed themselves. That's why they're not here. And the oceans cover up a whole lot of crap that we probably will never see. The deserts probably cover up a whole lot of civilizations that we'll never see. We got to go through all that sand. So we don't really know who was here before us. And they probably just idiots. So now here we evolve. Here, now it's our turn doing the same thing. Those civilizations, a lot of civilizations was not destroyed or they were not conquered by others. They were destroyed simply because they destroyed their environments. They destroyed all the trees. They poisoned all the water. They destroyed themselves. And this is what you see right with electronic garbage. And I ask all the time, and people never give me an answer. There's 8 billion people on this planet. That means you have 8 billion taking a dump. You have 8 billion people that need to urinate. Where is all this stuff going? Going up in space. In the right environment, knows how to handle all these things. This is unnatural. So not only is there 8 billion people taking dumps and urinating, but you're also making all this trash. Trash that's not biodegradable. Trash that will take thousands, if not millions of years to go back into the earth. This is not natural. Something's got to give. It's just not. This is a danger to human life. You're destroying that which you depend upon in order to simply live. All this trash opens up the door to brand new diseases. I know y'all want to blame the CDC, some horrible organization playing around with. Nature can make up its own diseases. You don't have to worry about man-made diseases. Simply because of urine, simply because of doo-doo. In the chat room, where is all? You just want to go after you eat Taco Bell, you know, you get stomach, get the groveling, giving, and you know, churning around. You take a dump. You don't care. Flush the toilet. You don't care. You take out the trash every Wednesday, every Thursday, whatever. You don't care where that trash goes, as long as it's not around you. But see, we don't keep it with that kind of. I am told, and from what I know, these landfills, everything don't last forever. And you're throwing stuff in the ocean, but at the same time, you want to eat the fish in the oceans. Something's got to give, people. And the blackity black, only thing the African, these blackity pan, they talk about the resources. That don't mean nothing when you're dead. Gold and silver don't mean nothing when you're dead. All those resources you talk about in Africa don't mean nothing when you're dead. When you're sick, it don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing when you're not here. I want to piggyback off what Brother Taalib said, and then we're going to pass the mic to Brother Taalib and let him take us out of here if you want to make a comment after I say what I want to say. Piggyback off what he was talking about. Brother Taalib was mentioning this sister, and he was talking about the role of the female in our struggle. And I concur with his assessment. And that the women don't really get a lot of the credit that they deserve. at the same time, we don't want to pit men versus women. We want the best man or woman for the job. If the sisters can get the job done, that's who needs to be doing it. It's not about the sex of the individual. It's about who can get the job done. Male or female, it makes no difference about the gender. Because when we do that, it opens up men better than women and women better than all that dumb stuff. And the problem continues. Who's better? The male slave or the female slave? They both slaves. Who's the best? Who's the best black man or woman? And we still live under white supremacy. We still got to go through what Tamika, Mallory, after all these years, we still got to fight within the system of white supremacy, our own ignorance after all these years gone by. So what difference do it make, male or female? Both of us, male and female, you in the toilet, both of us stink. Both of us got feces covered on us. So it don't make any difference, male or female, because you're both still in the damn toilet. So what really difference it make? If you want to brag, then show that you got us out of the toilet. Damn, that sister got us out the toilet. That brother got us out the toilet. The important thing is getting out of the toilet. It's not who helped us get. Nobody cares about male or female when you are in a fire and you have to get out of that building. I've heard nobody say, man, I'm going to just sit up here and burn because I don't want no woman saving me out of this fire. I've never heard that. I've never heard nobody at an accident scene. I mean, I want a male paramedic. Otherwise, I'd rather just die here and bleed to death. I've never heard that. When it comes to saving your life, when it comes to survival, it makes no damn difference. It's about those who have the skills to get the job done. There are women. I watch some of these survival shows. There are women, just like men, there are women. Matter of fact, it's a show called Naked and Afraid. And I've seen men couldn't handle. They take you out in the jungle some damn where you naked and your ass is afraid. All them bugs and wild animals, and they give you a few tools. I've seen men break down, couldn't handle it. I've seen women naked and afraid. They go out there, the men give up, and the women handle the whole amount of days, the 20-some days or whatever it is, that they have to stay out in the jungle naked and afraid. I've seen men cry and women didn't. When I was locked up, I saw men cry when they began to understand, damn, you're going to be here a long time. I've seen men break down and cry and women didn't. So it's not about men or women. It's about who can get the job done. I have no problem following the leadership of a sister. She getting the job done. That's all I want. Get me the hell out of this toilet stool because it stank.
Exactly.
You know, that's all I want to get me the hell out of this toilet. We'll worry about the other stuff later because all that don't mean nothing if you stuck in the toilet. This example that Tamika Mallory and those in the city of Louisville exhibited shows us, and it verifies that the attitude or the behaviors of the Black conscious community, that voting or the political system is useless. It shows that that is a fallacy. There's a reason why those racists during Jim Crow didn't want the black man and woman, the so-called Negro, to vote. Why would they go all out their way to stop the Negro from voting if it meant nothing? The reason why you're as comfortable you are is because of the vote, because of the political process. Politics is law. Politics means law. And it is the law that made Jim Crow. It was the law that made slavery legal in this country, politics. So how are you going to tell me that politics don't have any power, the vote don't have any power, when there was a vote, there was politics involved in putting you in that condition? It's stupid. No, the problem is you don't know how to use it. Like there's a lot of people with guns, but they really don't know how to use the gun. They couldn't shoot a rabbit to save their life. They can't, oh man, guns don't mean that, because they can't shoot a deer. They can't shoot a rabbit. So something wrong with the gun. Man, I don't know why they be talking about guns, because you can't shoot. That's the reason why you have a problem with politics and the vote, because you don't know how to use it properly. So of course you would feel that way. And there are people who say the same thing about education. Going to college is useless. I wouldn't go to college. That's a waste of time. All they do is give up. Because a lot of us don't know how to go to college. We don't know how to approach education to benefit us. So it's useless. It's useless for those who don't know how to use something. Like me and some Chinese, what they call it, brother Taalib, the sticks that you use. You know, Chinese food. What did?
Damn.
I forgot what you call those sticks.
Yeah, the two stick.
Yeah. Anyway.
I was just at a restaurant where they serve those.
Right. You know, that's to me that's useless. To me that's useless.
Right.
I seen people, brother Taalib, I've seen people take those sticks and can pick up a grain of rice. One grain of rice with them sticks.
Right.
I can't pick up a whole chicken with them damn sticks. So, you know, me, I say, oh, man, that's useless, whatever. But people use those sticks for thousands of years. No problem.
Right.
You know, but for me, because I don't even want to, because look, this is the key. Because I don't want to learn. Because I don't want to learn, that's useless. See, you don't want to learn how to use the political system. And one of the reasons why you don't want to learn how to use the political system, because you don't talk all this garbage about it for years and years and years. All these idiot leaders, these leaders don't want you to seek political power because it'll take away from them. That's why they don't want you to turn to politics. That's why they don't want you to do the vote, because it's all about them. Oh, just depend on Elijah. Or just depend on Noble Joe Ali. Whenever you are in any kind of situation, you have to take advantage of all the tools that's available to you. That's why a lot of you, put in the right situation, you won't last long because you don't know how to take advantage of anything that's available to you. There was a show called MacGyver. And MacGyver used to be able, no matter where you put MacGyver would just be able to take whatever is available around him and turn it into something that he could use. We have to become a MacGyver. Oh, that's useless. It's useless when you don't have any knowledge. In order to be a MacGyver, you have to be creative. And we're not creative. So we just stay on these going nowhere, these bandwagons. And it's just not me. It's proven that they don't take us nowhere. If these things was taking us anywhere, I wouldn't have nothing to say. I heard somebody calling Dr. Umar Johnson a leader. Dr. Umar Johnson can give you, let's open up a school for boys. We have a school for boys and girls all over this country somewhere. That's not nothing new. We've been doing that. We've been doing that for years. What if Dr. Umar Johnson is leader? What is he going to lead the people to? Just another school? What is going to make your school different than anybody else's school? We've been there, done that. We have to progress. We have to go forward. We cannot even replicate what ex-slaves done, who had no education, couldn't read and write off the plantation. Here you have more money, you have more education, and we cannot even replicate what ex-slaves did. That's embarrassing to me. There are those who have tried to refurbish or renew, bring back old organizations like the Nation of Islam, like the Moorish Science Temple, the new Black Panther Party, whatever. These people cannot even replicate what those organizations done after all these years. But they just want you to keep pumping money into them. And we probably put more money into these so-called new manifestations of these old organizations, more money now than they actually generated when they were in existence in the 50s and 60s and 30s. You should be embarrassed because you don't know. You don't have no idea what you're doing. And you're jealous and envious of each other. Silly people. And above all, you don't know the time. You are not your parents. You're you. You can try to dress like your father. You can try to talk like your father. You're not your father. Henry Ford's son did not even try to be like his father. And he was able to take Ford Motor Company to another level. He wouldn't be able to tell his father because times was changing, things was different. By the time Henry Ford's son started becoming into adulthood, it was different. He wanted to keep doing things his way, the old way. It was changing. And this is what Black conscience, Black power, they want us to do things the way they used to. That's over with. That's done. We're not the people of the 1930s or the 40s or 70s. This is 2023. We have a different type of how we look at things. And you talking to people like this the 1960s. This is not the 1960s. If this was the 1960s, y'all have it going on. It's not the 1960s. If this was the 1960s, you wouldn't have to worry about a brother state attorney general in Kentucky. You wouldn't have to worry about that because it wouldn't exist. You're going to tell us not to vote because you don't know how, you don't know what to do. Well, we do. And like Brother Taalib said, no disrespect to those brothers and sisters in Louisville, but that's so small. The Mississippi campaign is an example of what can be done on a international. You just don't understand, but you see what can be done in Louisville. The Mississippi campaign is just a larger manifestation of that. And you don't have no, because you think small, you don't understand the large, you can't see the big picture because you think small. When you think small, big picture. I remember the episode of Good Times, and JJ and his mom went to see a house, and of course they was overcharged. The house was not worth selling it for, and the house had a lot of problems, and JJ had the doorknob in his pocket. They was making fun of the house, and Florida told JJ, stop looking at the house for what it is. Start looking at the house of how we can make it. But in order for you to look at the house how you can make it, you got to have a vision. You got to have the ability to be able to create. And you already can see what this is going to be before you actually do it. But these don't have any creativity. These don't have no imagination. These are relying on dead people who can't see the house to guide them. We're not going to nowhere doing that. We're not going to make it. And the last point I want to get off my chest through this, my little rant here. Brother Taalib was talking about, and you've heard probably on various platforms, they always talk about a think tank. The need for a think tank. Well, your first problem, sir, your first problem, ma'am, is you don't know how to think. Because if you knew how to think, you wouldn't have a problem with Angel Snuffing Up 7 if you knew how to think. You don't know how to think. You know how to regurgitate what you read in a book, what you heard in a tape, what somebody said. That's not thinking. Thought is the creation of what your brain makes. And you quote from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you quote from the Bible, you quote from the Quran. That's not thinking. That's regurgitating. And you have all these people, they get together for this think tank and they quoting what they read in the Bible, the Quran, what Huey Newton said in 1965 or whatever. That's not thinking. That's quoting. That's regurgitation. That's not thinking. Because thinking, the thought comes from your brain. And nobody else's brain is like yours, so that means it's going to be original thought. There's nothing wrong with being influenced. There's nothing wrong with learning from others. But you do yourself a disservice when you deny yourself. That's why they have a problem with Angel Snuffing Up 7. Where you getting that from? What you reading? They don't understand. My thoughts, my thinking. And then I give credit to where I get certain things from because they concur with my thinking. I'm not trying to concur to that. That is because it's a part of me. So I would say the Quran said this. I would say that Elijah Muhammad said that, or I got that from Louis Farrakhan or whatever. But this is me. I tell you what I learned Not regurgitate, I learned this from them. It's just like when you teaching somebody how to drive a car. They drive like you at first, your student, because that's all they know. But as they begin to get comfortable in themselves, then they begin to drive like how they want to drive. They don't drive like you no more, because now they come into their own. They still might have a little, you might still see a little of you in their, how they drive, but now they're comfortable in their own. They're comfortable with the car. They're comfortable with everything. Now they're doing their own thing. And that's how we should be. We learn from our teachers in the past. But now you need to come into your own. So you're comfortable, because they're no longer here. You can't stay in the car with your student forever. They have to go out on their own. And then they begin to explore the car on their own or the world on their own. They take life into they take their life in their hands, their destiny in their hands. And this is what we fail to do. We still asking, God, will you help? Elijah, well, will you help? Noble Jew Ali, will you help? Yahweh being Yahweh, will you help? Will you help? Somebody help me, help me. Go to church, help me, Lord, help me, help. Never got to the point where now you've learned and you can take your life in your own hands. This is why they don't understand Angel Snuffing Up 7. And this is why I always tell you, these are children. This is grown folks' business. Adults can't handle this type of talk.
Exactly.
Children still need their parents. You still on your mama breast. You still need your daddy help. Give me allowance, daddy. Help me, daddy. Protect me, daddy. That's why they don't understand us, because we're adults, we're grown. We're creative. We've taken our destiny in our own hands. That's why they don't understand. And so, unfortunately, these children influence the other children. They don't know any better. They don't want you to grow up. We will give honor to our ancestors in the past, but we're not them. We learn from their mistakes and their success. I understand that what they done was not successful, because if it was successful, we would not be in the condition we're in now. They failed. So now, learning from them mistakes, we should put ourselves in a position so now where they fail, we can be successful. And we can be successful. It's here. The vision, the plan is here in the form of what we call Operation Exodus Mississippi Campaign. I've heard nobody present something that can bring the benefits that this vision can. It has never been done. All these other things have been done and they have failed us. So after learning from those mistakes, now we can win. We can win. Because the Mississippi Campaign actually consists of all those other things that we find in the struggle, except those beliefs. It has nothing to do with your person. You want to believe in Allah, Jesus, that's your own personal business. Mississippi Campaign has nothing to do with beliefs, religion, spirituality. It has nothing to do with that. Purely political, like the Civil Rights Act of 1965, is political.
Yep. Yeah.
We don't care what you do in your home. That's your business. It's strictly political to gain you the rights that we should have always had in this country, in this nation. And what Tamika Mallory does is just a small example of what could be done worldwide, because the Mississippi campaign is worldwide. It will open the doors to the world for you. But a child can't understand, because children still waiting on mommy and daddy. We're grown folks here. How you gonna have a think tank and nobody know how to think? Because if you knew how to think, you would have no problem with Angel Snuffing Up 7. You wouldn't be trying to replicate old organizations that you should allow to die because they're no longer applicable. They didn't work when they were in existence. What makes you think they're going to work now? And the mass of the people, their attitude is much different. You don't even know who the hell you're talking to. You want them to be like you, but they're not. That's why it's never going to work. You have to understand the people that you're talking to. If you think. But you don't know how to think. So what's the sense of having a think tank and you don't know how to think? Because having a real think tank would be a wonderful thing. On that note, I'm going to pass the mic over to Brother Taalib. He can bring a little bit more commentary, but he's going to be the one to take us out of here.
Okay. Yes. Thanks, brother. For once again letting me be on this platform.
Sure.
And I would like to just add on that you know, it's definitely not about whether it's a man or a woman that could you know what I'm saying, get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about us all together getting the job done.
Exactly.
Because all of us is in this mess, and that's the only way we're going to get out of this mess, if us all work together. We all work together and get up out of this cesspool.
Yes.
With all this feces that we stuck in, you know what I'm saying? And it'll definitely be a difference. We'll see a difference even for our future generations to come behind us.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that said, because I'm getting tongue-tied, kind of tired anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm going to just close us out from here. And thanks for listening to this live, everyone. And to those of you in social media land who will be watching later, I send my shout-outs to you as well. And also to all our supporters of this platform. And on that note, I'm Audi 5000. Peace.